Hi, I'm Quacking Goose and I'm really good at Minecraft. Oh, I call scam. Oh my god. Go check me out on Twitch. In my years of playing Minecraft, I've never played hardcore, so I decided to play hardcore. So sit back, relax, and watch me fail miserably. Like any other normal person, I booted up a world and named it Goose Hardcore World. I waited for it to load up, and then I spawned. I spawned in a jungle biome, which I think is pretty lucky. I went to the nearest tree and I mined some wood. After gathering an adequate amount of wood, I crafted some wooden planks, and with the wooden planks I crafted a crafting table and some sticks. With the materials I had, I crafted a wooden axe so I could mine the tree quicker. With my axe I cut down the entire tree. I think I had a little too much wood, but where's the harm? Right next to the tree I was cutting, I found some melons, so I grabbed those melons as well. I also cut some bamboo because I knew you could make sticks from bamboo. Also nearby I saw another tree, so I cut that tree down as well. After a bit of traveling, I reached the ocean. As I looked around, I realized how frigging huge this jungle was, so I decided to leave the jungle as soon as possible. On my way out, I grabbed a few cocoa beans as well. I wanted to farm them for future uses. I also learned that I had an obsession with deforestation. After getting my first mob kill of the game, I went to a nearby cliff to mine some stone. I made a wooden pickaxe so I could mine the stone. Then, I grabbed 3 stones so I could make a stone pickaxe. After crafting the stone pickaxe, I went to the nearby cliff again, and then I mined some stone so I could make a furnace. Also, I noticed there was some coal nearby, so I mined the coal as well so I could power my furnace. In order to avoid nighttime as much as possible, I killed a nearby sheep for its wool so I could make a bed. While trekking through the forest, I noticed some obsidian. This meant that there was a ruined portal. I went to it immediately. I found some pretty good loot in the chest as well. The golden helmet, however, had cursive binding, which is pretty much useless in a hardcore world, so I threw it out, pinpoint into the lava. After half an hour of walking, I finally found something that was not a jungle, a desert. Great, now I could starve to death. Luckily, being the overly cautious player I was, I grabbed too many melons. Since I was in the desert, I knew that it would be pretty easy to spot a cave or a ravine nearby, and after a little bit of walking, I found a ravine. As I was walking down the ravine, I found some iron along the way, so I decided to mine the iron. After I mined the entire vein, I set down my furnace and I started to smelt the iron ore. And then with the iron I got, I crafted a bucket, I went up the waterfall, and then I grabbed some water. In case things got dire, I could water bucket clutch just in case. I had some remaining iron, so I decided to make a shield. I think shields are one of the best additions Mojang made to the game. Now wouldn't I immediately to skeletons? Using the 4 remaining iron I had, I crafted some iron boots and grabbed myself my achievement. Then, I went down into the cave. Upon entering the cave, I almost immediately found more iron and I mined the iron. I also grabbed some lapis lazuli that was nearby because I knew it would be a pain in the ass to go down into the caves again just to find some lapis lazuli once I got my enchanting table. And literally seconds after I mined my lapis lazuli, I found some diamonds. Pretty cool. I love the diamonds. Of course, I didn't have an iron pickaxe with me, so I smelted the iron ore I got from earlier so I could make the iron pickaxe. I also heard a zombie nearby. I didn't want the zombie to jump me, so I covered the top of my head with some wooden planks. When I turned around, I saw the zombie right next to my furnace, but I grabbed the iron from my furnace and I crafted an iron pickaxe. I then tried to mine the diamonds with my iron pickaxe, but then halfway through mining the diamonds, I noticed I was using a stone pickaxe. I almost lost a single diamond because of that stupid mistake. I almost mined the diamond with the stone pickaxe. That's like the one thing Minecrafters shouldn't do. Anyhow, after killing the zombie that was bothering me, I crafted an iron ingot with the iron nuggets I had, and with the 3 iron I had, I crafted a new axe. I went down even further into the cave, and I found some more diamonds, so I mined those as well. And look, I know, who wants to see someone mining for diamonds for an entire 10 minutes, so I'll speed up the rest of the footage for you. A short while after, I came across a mob spawner, and after I killed the zombies that were guarding the spawner, I opened up the chests and looted the chests. I got a saddle, which I still haven't used to this day. Also, I didn't know about this, but you can find areas with a bunch of iron clustered together. I was pretty excited when I first found this because I thought it was pretty rare, but after looking into it a little bit, it's not rare at all. It's pretty common in caves. I also eventually came across a mine shaft, and near the mine shaft there are some diamonds, so I mined those diamonds as well. And then I looted the minecart chest, and surprisingly I got pretty decent loot. Also, I came across a zombie that almost came close to ending my hardcore world, but then I boxed myself inside some blocks, and I killed the zombie inside the box. After mining a few more diamonds, I decided I wanted to go back to the surface, so I started building up. Thanks to the caves and cliffs update, the surface was pretty far away from the cave I was, so it took me about 10 minutes to get back to the surface again. I decided I wanted to go looking for a village. A while later, I finally came across a lava lake that was right next to a village. I also wanted an enchanting table, so I converted some of the lava into obsidian. I also needed a diamond pickaxe to mine the obsidian, so I crafted it using the diamonds I got earlier. I also didn't convert the entire lake to obsidian because I wanted to use it to build a portal later on. I then made my way to the village. Upon arriving, I saw a huge cave. I then borrowed some of the villagers' food resources, protected them from enemies by trapping them, and moved their furniture for them. How nice of me. For this next part, I have no idea what it would look like in the real video because in the editing software I'm using, it looks like it's just lagging a lot, but this is footage sped up by 30 times and I just want to show you how long it took to roll mending for this one villager. By the end of this, I was crying tears of joy. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the time lapse. Eventually, the villager did comply, and finally, I got mending. However, I did need a few emeralds to trade for the mending book, so I led an unsuspecting villager to his own house. Well, I mean, he did walk in there on his own, so technically I did have consent. Then I changed his job from a cleric to a fletcher. The good thing about fletchers is that they can trade 32 sticks for 1 emerald. 32 sticks! So basically you would get 1 emerald for every 4 pieces of wood you mined. That's a complete steal. Ignoring the fact that I was scamming this guy into poverty, I mined some wood, placed on some bamboo, and traded sticks for some more emeralds. I repeated this process again and again and again until I got the necessary amount of emeralds to trade for that mending book. However, I didn't know about the disaster that was to come. Look, I'm not the smartest man, but how would I know that villagers reset their trades if we didn't lock them? The villagers were now trading silk touch instead of mending. I was super mad, but eventually I mustered up the courage to roll the trades once again. So I enjoy another time lapse of me rolling the trades. Eventually I did get mending again, and I double checked to make sure I wasn't dreaming. I traded for the mending book, and then as soon as I finished trading, I showed true joy. With the diamonds I got from mining earlier, I crafted a diamond chestplate and a diamond helmet. But after crafting these items, I was going pretty poor, so I decided I would go for another mining session. I rode a waterfall down to a nearby cave, but almost immediately I was attacked. First a spider attacked me from inside the waterfall, then a skeleton hit me out of the waterfall, and then there was a creeper right in front of me, so I ran. After a bit of exploring, I did find some diamonds. I then found some amethyst. I really like these blocks. I just wish we had a little bit more application to them other than making a telescope. After mining a few more diamonds and some clay, I came across another mob spawner, which was pretty cool. I looted the chest and once again I got some pretty decent loot, which is pretty rare for me, so I was pretty happy. Then I mined a few more diamonds. I then looted a chest for another mob spawner, and this time The chest had mending inside of it. Maybe trading was overrated. After mining a bit more and getting lost, I found my way out through a lake. After I went back up to the surface, I decided it was time to go to the Nether, so I went to the village in order to get ready for the Nether. Also, remember the part where I mined some clay underground? Well, it was because there was a mason in the village who could trade 10 clay for 1 emerald, but I couldn't find him anywhere. I searched and searched throughout the village, but apparently while I was sorting my inventory, he did show up once, and I didn't even notice him. Eventually, I did find him, and I traded the clay for the emeralds. In order to get ready for the Nether, I crafted a new shield because my old shield was dying. I broke some gravel to get some flint, and I got really lucky because I got it on my first try. I then crafted a flint and steel. Then I went to the lava pool that was nearby in order to make the Nether portal. I'm not the greatest at following directions, so even though I was looking at a tutorial on how to build the Nether portal using a water bucket, I was still struggling, so enjoy this time lapse. Eventually, I did finish making the Nether portal, and as soon as it was finished, I hopped in. My Nether spawn was a soul sand valley, and almost immediately I was attacked by a bunch of enemies. I did get quite low during this fight, but I did deal with the skeletons and the ghast eventually. I also got really lucky with the Nether fortress spawn as well, because it was almost right next to my portal spawn. I then found a blaze spawner so I could get some blaze rods. I know that a normal person will get 7 blaze rods, maybe 8 if they're feeling a little bit safe, but I was different. I was aiming for 10 blaze rods. As a result, this process of killing blazes over and over again took a long time. I'm not entirely sure why I got this many blaze rods. Maybe it was because I wanted to throw the Eye of Enders as much as I wanted. Or maybe I just wanted multiple ender chests, I don't know, but regardless, I killed all the blazes and eventually I got the 10 blaze rods I needed. Well, more like wanted. After collecting the 10 blaze rods, I made my way back to my portal. Now that I was back at the overworld, I wanted to make a new base at a new location. As a result, I made a boat and made my way through the waters. After the mistake of going back from where I came from, I traveled until I found a village. Let me tell you beforehand that this village was stacked. I'll just let the blacksmith speak for itself. That's right, I got 5 diamonds from 1 blacksmith chest. I also found a diamond horse armor, which is pretty cool. Soon after, I left the village and I looked for a place to build my base. Soon I found a pretty cool place. It had a sky island on the top and it had a landmass in the middle. My plans were to make a fishing hut in the landmass in the middle and make some kind of sanctuary on the sky island. Once I got to the landmass, I started clearing it out. I wanted it to be as flat as possible so I could build my fishing hut on stable ground. Eventually, I finished clearing out the landmass. I thought it was a good idea to build a bridge from the landmass to the mainland, but this was really an excuse for me to speed bridge. I did struggle a bit speed bridging while coming back to the landmass, but eventually I got the hang of it and I finished the bridge. The area also seemed a bit empty, so I filled in the hole with a bit of dirt. Once I was done, I started to make a rough outline of the house I was going to make. I was aiming to make a fishing hut with the acacia wood I had, but if I didn't like the look of it, I could always change it because I had oak wood, birch wood, and dark oak wood nearby. Eventually, I did run out of acacia wood, so I went to the nearest acacia tree and I cut down its wood. If you look closely on top of that mountain, you can see an acacia tree. There's no way I would go up a mountain that high just to get a little more wood. I mean, I have so much wood around me. I won't need that much wood, right? I filled in the floor with acacia wood, but I didn't really like it, so I would change it later on. I also further expanded my base by making a place where I could fish. I placed down oak wood in the place where I could fish, so I could see the difference of what the colors were like, and I liked the oak wood better, so I replaced the acacia wood with the oak wood. However, I kept on using acacia wood for the pillars because I thought that the acacia wood with the bark looked better. The fishing hut, however, still looked a little bit small, so I expanded the outline of it. Also, remember when I said that I didn't think we would need more acacia wood? Well, anyhow, I crafted some fences so I could put them around my base. I also started building the roof, which was the hardest part of the building process. I had to restructure the roof 3 times because I really didn't like the way it looked from far away. I also replaced the acacia stairs with oak stairs so that it would match with the theme better. Of course, the roof building process was extremely dull and boring, but it also contained one of my favorite moments. I loved the llama so much that I didn't go and kill it. Eventually, I finished the roof. I also got some dark oak wood because I thought it would be a great color for my wall. Once I used it as my wall, I instantly liked it, so I decided I would go with it. I also crafted a few lanterns and I placed them along the way. Then I cleared out any visible blocks under my fishing hut. My next plan was to build a little dock. I branched out from the main area and I placed fences under the oak planks. Then I worked on the back wall and I decided I wanted to use some banners to make it look a little cooler. After I grabbed some glass to use as windows for my base, I headed over to the village earlier and I brought shears with me so I could shear the sheep. I then killed a few squids for their ink sacs because they drop black dye. This way I could dye my banner black. While hunting for squids, I found another wandering villager, and this time I killed the llamas for their leads. I then got 12 black wool along with 2 sticks in order to make 2 black banners. I placed those banners on the back wall. However, I wanted 2 more banners, so I went back to the village and I sheared the sheep once again. I had also seen a wild cat earlier, so I killed a few fish so I could feed the cat, and eventually I tamed it. I still haven't thought of a name, but I'll think of one as I progress through the game. I accidentally made 2 white banners, but there was nothing I could do about it, so I just placed those 2. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think the next episode is probably going to be about beating the end and getting some elytras, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and see ya. Have a great day. Bye bye.